What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? I am Rob Wilson, and welcome to Strictly Art Live, number 91. On this fine Saturday, it is September 6th. We are back in the saddles. The fall is upon us. Fall season. We know the fall is coming too, but I'm a comic book artist, work on all kind of various creative stuff, and we got a very interesting episode today that's going to cover a little bit more than the usual, which will be Kaiju No. 8 Season 2, episodes 5 through 7. We're going to finish up the countdown, episodes 11 through 13. There have been some things going on lately with Marvel Rivals to where I'm just like, I'm tired of getting beat down. I'm like, good grief. But we got a new trailer and new characters on the way with, was it Season 4 or whatever? Of Marvel Rivals, introducing Angela and Daredevil. Controversy arises all around. And we also got some things to talk about when it comes to AI in art, the impact it's had, the debates. I've heard it all from the sidelines because I like to gather as much input and information as I can. I don't like to hastily say, it's the end of the world, which I have. Back when that first came up. However, things change. Perceptions change. And one of the things I definitely like to say before we get this party started is that AI is constantly looking for that one thing to unlock the human consciousness to make it believe. No one believes in AI, none of that stuff, until there is one niche, one thing that hooks the human being. And then after that point, the human being is like, okay, AI isn't so bad. Instead of the Matrix having the problem of choice, it gives you so many choices. And I'm going to prove it. I'm going to prove it with this video that I ran across. AI was kind of mundane and, simplistic to me. Obviously, new technology is always in need of improvement in order to get better and so on and so forth. But since we're in this age where Apple technology is starting to become worse than ever, computers are starting to do their own thing. I have seen something that was absolutely amazing to me, and AI unlocked my mind and got me. It took some of the favorite aspects that I enjoyed, and it combined them, and I could not believe what I saw. I'm calling this one of the greatest contributions that AI has ever, and probably in a good way, will produce for the state of all mankind. And it goes a little something like this. So let's get this party started. Strictly Art Live, number 91, with me, your host, Rob Wilson.
Miami's hot, the stars went cold. We lost the line, we broke the mold. No fleet, no orders, just the glow. and flips his color. Saxophone crimes just make him baller. DNA learns to cry in loops. Macho K flexes through the troops. Madame Troy, she sips and sees all your trauma in the breeze. Red alert, baby. Red alert, baby. Make it glow. Make it so. Where the crude time try to bury. Still too bright, too wild to go. Red alert, baby. Make it
Ladies and gentlemen, I could not believe what I saw with my own eyes. Sure, we can point out the minor flaws, but the fact that you combine Star Trek The Next Generation with 80s Miami, I'm done. My life is complete. I have seen it all. And like I said, there are flaws in that video. The lyrics are awesome. But with the flaws, the overall concept is so concretely amazing. My mind overlooks the flaws because it was that good to me. And now that song is stuck in my head forever. Shout out to Saga Lore. Shout out to Saga Lore AI. I have no idea how much time and effort it took to make that. But that is the single greatest thing that I've ever seen in my life, let alone this year alone. And now because of that, because of my strong imagination, a portion of my brain has a space of that video in my mind forever, for the rest of my life. That's how dangerous AI is. My goodness. I just want to go ahead and put that out there before we get this party started. I'll be doing some drawing. But yeah, that video is crazy to me because it hit so many nostalgic moments. It's better than anything Hollywood could produce right now, which is why I've made a point to avoid a lot of Hollywood stuff lately. They just don't get the message. And even though Hollywood and these corporations definitely would get their hands on AI and, trade it for actors because it's cheaper, I don't think that the average, developer, designer could produce something like that. That was a masterpiece in the making. Hopefully, if YouTube still has me up, which we are streaming from Instagram, Rumble, Kick, and Twitch, the usual 5, the Furious 5. But if there are no hits against me, no strikes against me on YouTube, I will be playing that again before this show ends. That song is right now on iTunes. Available. Y'all don't understand. Come next summer, I'm hitting the beach cruising to that song. Red Alert, baby. That's the impact that nothing else really AI has really shocked me. But that is the game changer for me. And for other people, it's different things. So, like I said, in the Matrix, they say the problem is choice. But with AI and our reality today, the problem is too much choice. You're bound to get hooked, And if it affects people that don't have creative skills, there is an eventual medium where creative people do find ways to use it for their productivity or even thumbnails. But I had to share that with you guys to kick off the show because of the impact it had for me. Anybody else that have seen it, you know, good gosh. Like I said, if if you felt that one, hey, welcome to the club because that blew my mind. That truly blew my mind. All right, so we're gonna kick things off here. Let's go ahead and just wrap things up with countdown. All right, so the last episode we covered was season 1, episode 10, the muzzle pal, and that was the beginning of the new case. We had a Secret Service guy who discovered a phone call in which it sounded like a woman was killed, where she was in a cabin, and that kicked off this semi semi-second portion of season 1. Now, the pursuit is on a guy that's crazy enough to threaten the California governor and the president. They discovered that there was a sniper rifle in an underground like bunker cavern or whatever that had 3 really good shots. That was the end of episode 10. Episode 11, we get our Latin lady back in the saddle because Meechin was missing her. She was gone for 1 episode. He was like, man, where's she at? So they had their thing going on. She made it back because she was like in the middle of like chasing somebody down. Had to be gone for episodes. Good way to fill in for that. So they get back in the saddle. They got the new guy who was Secret Service, Ryan Fitzgerald. He joins the team. He's a talkaholic. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of a Shia LaBeouf type character, overly eccentric but smart. Does his job, knows how to do it, the whole nine. Just talks a lot. He worked with this team and they put together their heads to try to figure out, who this guy is. And he left a manifesto. So, one, he's a guy that wants to be seen. He wants the attention on his message. He wants the world to know that he left his mark if he succeeds. He's one of those kind of shooters. He has a backstory that they move through fairly fast because it's only like 3 episodes to cover this guy. So he has issues. I think he had like some kind of injury or something. He was working for a some kind of security company or maybe even law enforcement of some kind. But he managed to maneuver around in ways that he could keep an eye on the task force while they were trying to chase him down. And that's what led them to the next big scene, which was a bar in episode 12. This is his signature. So they were looking for the guy. He hit him with a double setup because the special agent, she posed as going undercover, went to the bar owner and tried to play as if she was there to deliver some goods. Now, the bar owner stated there was an envelope left by a guy for any cops. And she played it off very well, indicating she was there for the shipment, because she was looking for work. And come to find out, the guy was there, and he was surveilling everybody, the task force, while they were there. So he managed to get away. The note was real, legit, after he did get away by, routing the crowd. And everyone split. So the note was more of more of a what do they call it? A Rosetta Stone type of thing for them to understand in the manifesto, which he wrote in code. So this guy's very detailed in how he put all this together. But he kept to himself. He kept a lot of stuff close to his heart. Now he had a special agent buddy that he found out was sleeping with his wife, and in doing so, he took him and his wife's dog and sent them out to the woods and put them out to pasture. So it's kind of like his methodology of judgment, so to speak. Wild dude, wild dude. Because of this little weakness, he managed to use this against Special Agent later, which we got to episode 13. And it caused his Special Agent buddy to get caught at his house because he had no business there. One, when the task force was there to finally arrest him, he wasn't there. But his buddy got arrested, the Special Agent. And call it poetic justice, Had no business sleeping with his wife. So from there, the Latin lady, she gets caught by him. He sets up her vehicle to emit some kind of gas, cause her to pass out. And while all these courses of events are going on, even the tech chick, she finds out her sister's OD'd, and the Latin chick's doctor friend, they were getting closer, and her and Meacham were having issues. Just all kinds of stuff happening at once. I have to do this because I gotta go ahead and get this out while it's fresh in my mind. The way this episode ended, he basically did the same thing to her once he put her out in the woods as he did the dog. But we do not see the trigger pull. We see her running away. That's it. That was episode 13. So they have to continue it into season 2, but it ended quite abruptly. I didn't see that coming. I guess the first case that they were on, it kind of seemed like they spent a lot of time establishing, story arc, characters, and all that kind of stuff. So there wasn't much space left for this second case. But they did it anyway. It was a bonus. Overall, I love the show. Love the characters. Everybody kind of grows on you. My only regret was, again, the abrupt ending. Pretty much to be continued. So I highly recommend it, as I have, and will continue to recommend it until hopefully it, gets bad. But let's hope that doesn't happen. We don't need that at all. Excuse me. So, moving on. There are a lot of minor details I could mention, but we're going to keep the ball rolling. A lot of stuff to cover today. Next up, we got Kaiju number 8, season 2. We got episodes 5 through 7. Pretty much the aftermath after Kaiju number 9 did his thing. We find that Norimi and Kikuro's resolve is renewed, and Kafka is forced to face the price that comes with his power, which means his kaiju form is starting to spread, and he can't fully transform back. I don't know if I mentioned this in the previous episode. I think that may have something to do with him only using one kaiju form. If you saw season 1, episode 1, you would know that when he was with his buddy, he had transformed into multiple different kaijus of different shapes and sizes. Obviously, these different types will probably have different attributes. Some strong some probably not as strong, some maybe even have healing or recovery attributes. If you look at the many different forms to which Kaiju number 9 managed to shape itself, and apparently he made some of the other kaijus, as we discovered, because they kept Kaiju number 10. And Kaiju number 10 is still semi-alive, and he hungers for battle. And the fusion is what carries on this next thing. People start training more, and then we find out that there is a compatible user. The entire defense force start to plan things differently from what they have previously scheduled, because they surmise that since Kaiju number 9 absorbed the captive, he also absorbed the knowledge, which means all of their plans, all their operations, and all of those things, which is bad news. That's like if your enemy knows all your tactics, you have to play unorthodox. You have to play different. You got to mix it up, or else you will fail. That's the whole point of adaptation in warfare. Just for this, I'm just talking about related in this anime. So with that happening, they have a new chosen wielder, and the defense forces looks towards their younger and brighter talent, which have not been fully molded yet. So they may bring something new to the table. So who we have as compatible user, Reino Ichikawa, which was Kafka Hibino's best friend that helped him get through the academy. He was the top candidate. And let's see, he's a chosen wielder, power of weapon number 6, and apparently it's the most powerful of them all. So he undergoes the process. He gets shocked, the life shocked out of him, passes out, gets put in the hospital. Is the individual that offered the deal for him to take it, he suggested he didn't because it shortens a defense force officer's lifespan. The risk is even higher, but he wants to do it. Kafka Hibino is basically chasing the dragon. Oh, I'm sorry, correction. Reno Ichikawa is chasing the dragon of Kafka Hibino because he wants to protect him. He has the same resolve, kind of like a butlerish, protective resolve with the old man, and that never left. Whether he was Kaiju or not, I think he was with him since day one. So it's something he's known about for a while. It is no secret, no surprise. So he's offered another chance to go through it again. And he has to undergo a series of trials to see if he is battle ready. So it's a interesting process with it all. And Reino Ichikawa does not falter. He does not fail. He does not chicken out. So he goes through the process again, and then he's tested on the battlefield. That goes to episode 7. Wall. Aharu and Reno trust in each other. They're at battle. So they're fighting a bunch of kaiju. High level kaiju too, as he's learning to use his new abilities from Kaiju number 6 as a weapon once the fusion was successful. This man, let me tell you, I said in previous episodes that my focus was on Kaiju number 8. That's what the show was about. And I was perturbed when they deviated away from that by, what was it, episode 2 or 3 or whatnot? With the whole I can't transform type of thing. Now, in this episode, the focus was on Reino and the team and them having to survive this trial period against some kaiju. And what happens when you got a group of the same kaiju? Eventually, there's an alpha kaiju, and that's the key term that carries on this whole concept for season 2, where there's many of the same kaiju. There's normally one that leads the pecking order. It's a type of evolution that they explain when the defense forces all met together. So yeah, at that point, Reno Ichikawa, he pushed himself to new heights and really utilized what he could, and he still had the ice gun too. He was able to enhance its power in freezing kaijus for execution. So that's been kind of like his go-to, and I think that's a good tactic too, because if you can slow down a huge opponent or a powerful opponent, then Kaiju No can come in for the ultimate like death blow in his One Punch Man style of things. So looks like it's going to be a pretty good setup. They should be able to lay each other up. But again, I don't know if, like, from the way they're putting things together, if they're writing themselves in the corner, because each goes on the verge of, going full kaiju. And if he does, no, correction. Kafka Hibino is on the verge of going full kaiju. And if he does, multiple people are threatening to kill him. I mean, they're going to. If he can't control it the way he lost control in the last couple episodes of season 1, then, he's a liability. But for the time being, they need his combat capabilities as a kaiju to prepare for and against Kaiju number 9. Kaiju number 9 is basically the one for all of the series. He didn't seem that big of a threat in the beginning, because he has like a bit of a silly edge to him, but now he's proven that he is the biggest threat and is threatened to bring about the age of kaiju, which nobody wants that, in this anime. That's like a bad dream, nightmare, so to speak. So that covers episodes 5 through 7, and then we're already 30 minutes in. Hey, I might have went through it pretty fast, but that's okay. That's okay. We're in it for the long run. We're in it to win it, and we are going to go ahead and take a quick break with the greatest video of all time in anime right now. I'm sorry, featured by AI right now. So kick back, relax, grab your drink, or get a refresher, because red alert, baby.
Miami's hot, the stars went cold. We lost the line, we broke the mold. No fleet, no orders, just the glow of crew cut loose with nowhere to go. Red alert, baby.
Bruh. Somebody was complaining, talking about my content isn't Kirk related, but like, look, Kirk just came off a plane with a chick. You don't get more 80s than that. I'm sorry. That video is a dream come true. Could you imagine if they had a Miami Vice Star Trek The Next Generation? That would be nuts. Oh, if it's parody, who says it can't be done? I'm gonna leave it at that. So, ladies and gentlemen, I have undergone many trials to get to you today. No question about it, I am tired. But I will fight through it in order to share my thoughts with you. Hopefully, it invokes some kind of ideas, brainstorming, creativity, as I become inspired by those things as well. I'm not sure how many artists today just kind of go through the motions just because, they know the workflow, they know, what they've been doing for so long because they've been doing it. But like the actual love of creativity, is it truly there now? Because fighting for a spot of attention via internet or book sales or any of those things can sometimes fade out the actual inspiration and creativity. Now, I'm not the biggest fan of parody. Lord knows, stuff like Naked Gun, Scary Movie, those are great. But I truly believe that in storytelling, whether it's a rendition or a spin-off or a variation of great mythology in some form, could be taken seriously to some degree. I think there is an overflow of parody that is out right now, and hopefully that'll change. In my case, my stories I'm actually treating like they're pretty serious. Sure, it may have some joking humor in there, but nothing like the foolishness that Hollywood is doing today. And there's nothing worse than doing stuff that you just going through the motions. We found out James Gunn was just going through the motions when it came to Superman because he was more focused on getting to Peacemaker, which, by the way, season 2, once I heard what's already in the beginning of it, I'm not watching that. That's not my thing. Other people can watch it, just because it's there. But I'm definitely reserving my eyes from that suffering. 100%. I'm not doing it. I don't need to watch everything just because it's part of a universe. The MCU already did that for 10 years. It's established, it's great as one of the greatest eras of cinema. So much that Hollywood had to find ways to destroy it. I get it. It may never be duplicated. The closest thing I saw to it being duplicated was it was a YouTube fan-made video of what was it, the Endgame Multiverse War, where they put everybody in there, including Wolverine and Deadpool, before there was a Wolverine and Deadpool movie. That happened because the fan decided to put it together. Just like a fan just put together that video I showed you, Saga Lore AI, of Star Trek, the Miami 80s generation. Hollywood doesn't have that caliber of creativity anymore. And it's unfortunate. There's only a few good movies worth watching. Apparently, horror movies are, top billing. Apparently, Jaws from 50 years ago was top billing in the theaters recently. So for that to happen, that tells you that human society has reached its peak as far as creativity, and it's gradually going downhill, which is why AI is boosting kind of like a power to the people type of thing, where people that didn't have the capability of, the highly talented and so on and so forth, now they do. And it's created a bit of an equal playing field, I will say that. Regardless of how people feel about, whether the talented don't, approve of AI and all that kind of stuff. Whatever. I've heard those debates. The results, I mean, it's still here. It's still coming. So, and another thing I will say when it comes to AI, especially like the AI art, I think it has helped contribute to putting more art in the world than anything else. Um, when I see AI art on um, X, when I have time, there's no need for me to say, oh, well, this was done wrong, that was done wrong. No, it's actually okay. There are ways that I can see how I could improve this, and therefore, it is reference material. That is how I look at it, as opposed to trying to discredit, all that, and all those games, all that banter that really doesn't mean anything until it's enforced by the law. Now, we do understand that Comic Con just recently kicked out AI artists, and it's their venue. They can do that. Just like the U.S. Copyright Office has stated that if there is not more percentage of human producing the art than the AI, then it does not deserve a copyright. Something along that type of dialogue. So I get it, but the thing is, it's not stopping um, those events of blockage and use of nightshade. It's not stopping art from being produced through that medium. You can call it art, you can not call it art, doesn't matter. It's still images with designs, some kind of composite, probably stolen from other artists. Whatever it is, that your talking point is, again, it doesn't stop it from coming. And like I said, I look at it as reference material because I'm constantly looking to learn and improve. When I say reference material, that means that I still draw by hand. I've mentioned in previous shows that yes, I have like stamps, for creating a workload because I don't work in the mainstream industry and I have no desire to. However, I will use whatever industry tools that I can to reach my desired goals. That hasn't changed. After seeing Red Alert Baby, my perception of AI has changed, that's for sure. But as far as getting the job done, I'm on a clear path. And I have a finite amount of time, and I have to use it wisely. I gotta be a responsible adult with my time if I want to hope to produce the best work that I can for the next 20 years. That's what I'm looking at. And hey, it may not be popular, but the work has to be done. Again, that is how I look at it. I don't expect everyone to understand because I'm not out trying to do the exact same thing the exact same way that everyone else is. But once the stuff does come out, I do hope that people like it. And if not, and they get provide constructive criticism and feedback, great. That'll help me improve it for the next go around. Because this train cannot stop. All right, so that's enough of my ranting and veering off into the abyss. What do we got here? We have we gotta check out the trailer of season 4 of Marvel Rivals. I was pretty shocked where they took it. I know this whole Daredevil thing was bound to happen. I heard rumors of Angela, all that stuff. That was on the way as well. Keeping my fingers crossed for Sentry. If I can get the Sentry, my team of 7 will be complete. Until then, I got stragglers, tryouts, extras. That might be my next team. Call them the extras. It'll be Daredevil and Angela. Something silly like that. All right, let's get to this trailer. Okay, here we go. Hopefully everyone's doing great on this fine Saturday. I only get one day off this week, so I'm going to enjoy it to the fullest. Which is only a few hours. Let's see. Alright. Let's check this out. I'm sure most people that play Marvel Rivals have seen it by now, but I'm sharing it here with you, and I'm going to go ahead and give you my feedback. Mind you, I have seen this trailer before. However, there may be some details that I would love to pick up on if I missed any of them, or state some things that someone has not said yet. This looks like opening World of Warcraft Mists of Pandaria.
Deep Dawn, guardian of the 8th city, surrender to the hand of heaven.
The hordes of heaven.
The devil doesn't kneel before false angels.
That's a vicious line. I really hope that they're making Daredevil basically like the Akuma of the game. That looks like a devil trigger.
The only one without fear.
I hope it is. Dragon versus Tiger. Yep. Good old.
I'm married to a baseball player,
oh,
a
Lord.
professional one.
Please stop. Enough of that. Good old Marvel Rivals once again finds a way to pull me back in. I enjoy it, when I start getting beat down a little too much, I gotta take a break. Excuse me, but it's a great game to play for like an hour, take a break from doing artwork, and then getting back into the saddles. Learning to be a big fan of the Marvel Rivals artwork, which is why recently I just purchased the Marvel Rivals, the art of Marvel Rivals, along with the art of X-Men 97. Those are the kind of things I love to collect because I think they have good resources in teaching how the industry does it and how you could do it with limited resources. Limited resources. You don't need a whole studio. And just If you got time and consistency, those are the key things that get things done. But yeah, season 4, Marvel Rivals. I've seen some people playing Angela earlier and making complaints, but I mean, those were top tier players, so they know all the in and out mechanics. I'm a casual gamer. I'm a casual player. I have spent 3 to 4 hours, almost 4 hours, on playing Marvel Rivals. That's when the going was good. I think that was what, season 2.5. Emma Frost had just been introduced. All the good stuff. But seeing how they remix Marvel characters in a good way, I think right now that video game is like the blade of Marvel right now. It looks like the only thing that's keeping it in good standing. And we'll see what else they end up doing, because people aren't having too much faith in the movies these days. And when it comes to James Gunn, his translation from movie to TV, hey, Marvel did it better before you even showed up. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was killing it before you even showed up for Guardians 1. So, no. And yeah, I don't think I like seeing John Cena in movies anymore. He's starting to do weird roles. Like, I think that boat has sailed for me, unfortunately. So it's just kind of like one of those things where I didn't like I only liked Chain Gang John Cena back in the day, Ruthless Aggression, when he was a villain. But now I kind of can't stand him. I was like him when he was a villain on his comeback, his last time tour. But it's just some people, like, not as big fan of them now as I used to be. The thrill is gone. The thrill is gone. So, little quick update. I managed to scrap up enough ideas to go ahead and finish my comic. I'm still on like page 10. Page 6 I inked. 36-page comic. Kind of like establish my characters, get them busy, get them ready. I want to harp on a type of fighting game aspect to it, so that way it is ready for that eventually. 20-year plan, folks. 20-year plan. Where will we be in 20 years? Don't even ask me, bro. I can't do it. I don't even want to fathom the phantom that awaits in 20 years, But that's the plan for myself, working with some of the stuff. I just finished, what was it? Shane Davis's Inglorious Rex issue number 2. I'm slow with the comics and, catching up and stuff. I still got that because I like the artwork. That's it. It's the only reason why I got it. All that other stuff, don't care. None of my business. When I buy comic books, they're not only for entertainment and enjoyment and telling of stories, they are also study material for me. But I don't buy any big bundles anymore. I don't do none of that stuff around here. Now, I had to contact Kenneth Rocafort for Groken 3 because it somehow got lost in a rotation through mail. So I had to contact him, and he had to send me a copy of it directly. And I got it. In a timely manner. I thank him for it. I look forward to reading Groken 3 as well. when I took that journey down to NC, I also had to pick up some comics from there. So now I got my Wraith of God, which I'll be reading that. I think it's Blood Hunters. That's the first one. Aaron Presti. Again, these were a while back, and I've gone through a lot of stuff to where I've had to move and go to training in a far off land and then come back. So I'm playing catch up from like 2 to 3 years ago. So be it. The comics are good, they're timeless, right? That's how I look at it. Chasing every new thing is not my thing. However, if it's great for my business and it helps improve productivity, okay, I'll rock with that. I'll at least give it a try. But not into the mindless spending just because everybody else is doing it. If a friend notifies me that, hey, I got a comic book out, I have a launch, something like that, sure, absolutely, I'll support it. But I can't do a bunch of blind spending with people I don't know. I gotta vet them. They have to be vetted. Very important. So I think we're pretty much to wrap up this show. I didn't know whether it was going to be a longer show because I had a lot of episodes to cover with the countdown and Kaiju number 8. In fact, was it episode number 8? I think comes out in a few hours. So I'm gonna try to watch that, but I'm on limited time because as soon as I get off work, show. You know what I mean? I was thinking about working out before the show, but that probably would have put me to sleep. So my schedule's been crazy as usual. Sometimes I've had to switch over and stay up for 24 hours to get everything that I hope to get done. But as far as inspiration, it don't take much from me. But if it's good, the realization will come over. It will shower in my consciousness. And like I said, with Red Alert, with AI, it's not the greatest, it's not perfect, it's not polished. But the fact and concept that now that exists, that's inspiration that keeps me going. And I'm guided by inspiration. It's not all about me. So there's a lot of great artists, great talent, great things to look forward to. I'll get to it eventually. Hopefully there's plenty of copies of it and all that kind of stuff. Whatever new great thing that's out there. As we push on and drive on, getting into the mouth of madness. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for episode 91 of Strictly Art Live. We got 2 more shows this month. No, actually, 1 more show this month, and I'm going to do 3 in October. We're going to go ahead and cover the beginning, middle, and end of Halloween. Remember last year, I covered if there was like a Boogeyman Netflix anime. Going from Jason Voorhees to Freddy Krueger to Michael Myers, and we encased that entire concept and story within the Hellraiser Leviathan storyline, and it was pretty fun. So I'm wondering what I could mix this time. Any suggestions? Absolutely. By all means, I'm open to suggestions. And let me know in the comment section or in the chat if you're here with me live. So we're going to try to work on that. If nothing fresh comes to mind, I'll probably try to find some things to highlight. Or actually, what Weapons is it's out. So I've heard that's been doing pretty good, and I'm gonna try to make a point to check that out. I just hope Weapons isn't as grotesque, bloody as what is it, Barbarian or Barbaric? That movie, which I've seen, is interesting. But yeah, so far so good. I cannot complain about my life. I'm thankful to have the things that I have, and I pray that all of you do as well. And remember to keep your arm, hug those that you love, treat every day as if it's your last. And if someone tells you tomorrow is promised, remember it's a setup. Thanks for joining me, ladies and gentlemen, in Strictly Art Live number 91 with me, your host, Rob Wilson. Y'all take care. I will see you soon.
Miami's hot, the stars went cold. We lost the line, we broke the mold. No fleet, no orders, just the glow of crew cut loose with nowhere to go. Red alert, baby, make it glow, make it so. We're the crew time tried to bury, still too bright, too wild to go. Red alert, baby. Cap Coquito skims the bay, phaser 10 and no delay. Sparko lento drops the beat, brain on fire, logic heat. Lenny's muttering through his scans, Horalina jams the bands. No prime directive, no command. We take the heat, we make the stand. Scotty turbos, patching tech with duct tape, sweat, and synth cassette. Bever Lux in midnight heels, heals the herd and breaks the deals. Viz reroutes the traffic flow, roaches skates and steals the show. Red alert, baby, make it glow, make it so. We're the crew time tried to bury, still too bright, too wild to go. Red alert, baby. Hard drive slams a time cop flat. Don licks moves a room with chat. Slick Rico grins and flips his collar. Saxophone crimes just make him baller. DNA learns to cry in loops. Macho cape like it's through the troops. Madame Troy, she sips and sees all your trauma in the breeze. Red alert, baby, make it glow, make it so. We're the crew time tried to bury, still too bright, too wild to go. Red alert, baby, make it so.
Hey, Claudius. You killed my father. Big mistake.
motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.